My name is Leah. I want to tell you my story. It is a story about my life. Before, my life felt like a very happy song. The music was always bright. It was warm and full of joy. I felt good every single day. I felt safe in my life. I felt very loved. At that time, I was 26 years old. I had a good job that I liked. I had friends who always made me smile and laugh. And I had Ben. Ben was the man I loved more than anything. We were together for 2 years. 2 years is a long time to share your life with someone. We shared everything important. We lived together in a small, comfortable flat. We cooked dinner together almost every night. We watched films on the sofa. We talked for hours and hours about our day, about our dreams, about everything. We talked about our future together. We talked about maybe getting a dog one day, a small, friendly one. We even talked about getting married. I really thought Ben was the man I would marry. I saw our whole life together in my mind. It felt so real. It felt so sure. I felt like my happy song would play forever and ever. This time felt perfect to me. It was a time of simple pleasures and big, exciting dreams for the future. I remember feeling so happy deep inside my heart, like my heart was completely full of light and warmth. I never, ever thought this feeling could end. I never thought the beautiful music could stop. But life can change very fast. Sometimes life changes in a moment. My story is about this change. It is a story about the love I had for Ben. It is about the love I truly thought he had for me too. But it is also a story about how things change. Things change very, very fast, sometimes without any warning. One day, you are living your happy life. The next day, everything is completely different. This is exactly what happened to me. The change was sudden, and it was incredibly difficult to understand. My story is about when Ben left me. He left me for another woman. This was the big, sudden change. This was when the happy song in my life stopped playing. It was a shock that hurt my body and my heart. It made my life feel strange and empty. This is where my story begins. It begins with a happy time that suddenly ended. It begins with a change that I did not expect at all. It begins with Ben leaving me, and it begins because of the other woman. I want to share everything that happened. I want to tell you how I felt through all of it. I want to tell you the whole story from the beginning to the end of this part of my life. This is my story. My name is Leah. 2, our happy life. We were together for 2 years, and they were truly happy years. Our life felt simple, warm, and full of love. After about 1 year, we decided it was time to live together. We found a small, lovely flat in a quiet part of the city. It quickly became our home, our little world. We spent weekends painting the rooms our favorite colors and choosing furniture that felt comfortable and right for us. It was exciting to build our space together, making it a place where we felt safe and happy. In the evenings, we often cooked dinner side by side in our small kitchen. We shared stories about our day, laughed at silly things, and sometimes just enjoyed the quiet company of being together. Ben was very good at making me feel special. He would bring home my favorite flowers sometimes, or surprise me with a small gift just because he was thinking of me. We loved simple things, like walking to the local shop holding hands or spending a lazy Sunday reading in the park, just the two of us. Our friends saw us as a very happy couple. They often said we were perfect for each other, the kind of couple everyone wished they could be. Hearing this made me feel incredibly secure and loved. I felt like I belonged with him. We talked a lot about the future we wanted. We had dreams of traveling to different countries, seeing new places, and having adventures together, maybe starting with a trip to Italy. We also talked about getting a dog one day, a furry friend to share our home and join us on walks. Ben often spoke about having a family, about children in the future. He always said, "Someday," but he said it with a look that made me believe it would happen with me. These conversations made me feel excited and hopeful about our shared path. I felt like our love was the solid foundation for a wonderful life ahead, built on trust and shared dreams. Around our second anniversary, things started to feel like they were moving forward even more. Ben began to mention marriage more often. He would say things like, "What kind of wedding do you think you'd like?" Or talk about friends who were getting married and ask my opinion. One afternoon, I walked into the room and Ben was on his laptop. I saw the screen for a second before he quickly closed it. He was looking at pictures of engagement rings on a website. He looked a little surprised, but I felt only joy. My heart started to beat faster with happiness and anticipation. It felt like my dreams were coming true, that our happy life was moving to the next beautiful stage. I started to picture our wedding day in my mind. I imagined walking down an aisle, Ben waiting for me with a smile. I thought about our families and friends celebrating with us, everyone happy for us. It felt like our happy life was naturally leading to this next big step. I felt completely safe, loved, and sure that our future was together. I trusted Ben with all my heart, believing he felt the same deep love and commitment. I thought our life together was strong and would last forever. This was our happy time. 3, he was different. After our happy time, things started to feel different. It was not a fast change, but slow, day by day. Ben was not the same Ben I knew and loved. The easy feeling we had began to go away. He began to work late more often than before. In the past, he usually came home at a certain time every evening. Now, his work hours were longer, and they were not regular. He often looked tired when he came in the door late at night. Sometimes he worked late on normal weeknights, and sometimes he said he had to work on a Saturday or even a Sunday. This felt very new and strange to me. Our weekend plans sometimes had to change because of his work. His phone behavior was also different. It was always with him, close to his hand. When he put it down on the table, he always put the screen face down. Before, he did not do this. If a message came, he looked at it very quickly and then put the phone away again, almost like he was hiding something. When his phone rang, he often got up and went to another room to talk. This was new too. We used to talk on the phone in front of each other, laughing and sharing little things. Now, his phone calls felt private and secret. Ben seemed different in his mood too. He was more quiet than usual. He was not as quick to laugh at my jokes or smile at me across the room. Sometimes he seemed cross or a little angry, even about small things, and for no clear reason that I could see. He was not as kind with his words sometimes, saying quick, sharp things. He did not hold my hand as much when we walked. He did not give me small, sweet kisses in the kitchen when I was making tea. These small, important things changed slowly. I saw these changes every day. I felt them deep inside me. I asked him what was wrong. I said to him many times, "Ben, are you okay? Is something bad happening at work that you can tell me about?" He always gave me the same answer. He said, "Yes, I'm fine. It's just a lot of work right now. It's a difficult time at the office. Don't worry about it." But I did worry. His eyes did not look happy like they used to. His voice was different, not warm. Then he started to have dinners out more often. He told me they were work dinners or important meetings with people from his job. These were on weeknights sometimes, but they also started happening on weekend nights. Before this, weekends were our special time together. We cooked together, watched movies, or went out together with friends. Now, he was going out alone for these work things. This happened more and more often, maybe 2 or 3 times a week sometimes. I felt very strange. I felt a distance growing between us, like a wall was slowly building. It was like he was here, in our flat, sitting next to me, but his mind and his thoughts were somewhere else, far away from me. Our home did not feel as warm or as happy as before. The quiet times felt long and empty. I tried to make things nice for him, like cooking his favorite food or suggesting we do something fun. But it did not seem to help. He was just different, a different person from the man I knew. I felt a tight knot in my stomach most of the time. I tried very hard to tell myself that it was just stress from his job, exactly like he said. I wanted to believe him, but my heart felt heavy with worry and a new feeling. I started to feel suspicious about where he was and who he was with. I did not want to feel this way. I hated this feeling. I used to trust Ben completely, but the changes in him were big. They were happening every day, and they were very hard to ignore. I felt deep down that something was not right in our life together. Something important had changed, and I did not understand why he could not tell me the truth. For the other woman, one afternoon I was doing the laundry. I took Ben's shirt from the basket. I saw something on the collar. It was a mark, a red mark. I looked closely. It was lipstick, but it was not my lipstick. It was a bright red color, very nice lipstick, but not mine. My heart felt very heavy, like a stone was inside me. I felt sick. I held the shirt in my hands. I knew something was wrong. I waited for Ben to come home. I felt nervous. When he opened the door, I was standing there. I had the shirt. I showed him the collar. I asked him, "What is this?" He looked at the shirt. His face changed. He looked surprised, then a little angry. He said, "What are you talking about? It's nothing." He tried to take the shirt, but I held it tight. I said, "It is something, Ben. This is lipstick, and it is not mine. Who is she?" He started to talk fast. He said I was being silly. He said I was imagining things. He said I was jealous for no reason. He said it was just a mark. But I knew he was lying. We started to argue. We talked louder and louder. It was a big, bad fight. We said things we did not mean. After a long time, the shouting stopped. We were quiet for a moment. Ben looked very tired. He looked sad, too, but his eyes were cold. He looked at me and took a deep breath. He said, "Leah, there is someone else." My world stopped. The air felt cold. I could not speak for a moment. My voice was quiet when I finally asked, "Who?" He looked away. He said, "Her name is Sarah." Sarah. The name was new and strange. It felt wrong. I asked him, "Who is Sarah? Where did you meet her?" He told me he met her at work. She was a new person there. He did not say much more. He just said, "It just happened." He said he was sorry, but his voice did not sound sorry. Hearing her name, Sarah, felt like a punch. Everything changed in that second. Everything I thought I knew about our life was not true. 5, he left me. Ben looked at me. His face was cold. "I love Sarah," he said. "I am leaving tonight." My world stopped moving. I could not speak or think. This was the end. Our life together gone. He did not say sorry. He said it just happened. He quickly packed a small bag. He did not look at me as he walked away. The door closed behind him. He was gone. The flat was suddenly very quiet, too quiet. It felt big and empty now. His things were still here, his books, his jacket, his smell. But he was not. I sat on the sofa, feeling lost. Tears came fast. I cried and cried. My heart felt like it was breaking into many pieces. I felt a terrible pain inside. I was so confused. What do I do now? Where do I go? I called my best friend Maya. I told her everything that happened. It was hard to talk. My voice was not strong. Maya came to my flat quickly. She stayed with me for a long time. She listened and held my hand. Slowly, I told other friends. The news about Ben leaving me for Sarah spread fast. Some friends were very kind. They helped me feel a little better. But some people gossiped. They talked about me and Ben and Sarah. This felt bad. I felt like everyone knew my sad story. Then I saw them, Ben and Sarah. They were walking in the street not far from the flat. They were laughing together. They held hands. They looked very happy. To see them like that so soon hurt me deep inside. It felt like a physical pain. They did not try to hide. They looked like a happy couple for everyone to see. It showed the world that he left me and he was happy with her. This made me feel small and not important. Living in the flat alone was a new, hard life. Every morning was difficult. The silence was always there. It was hard to eat, hard to sleep. Friends tried to help me. They asked me to go out with them. Sometimes I said yes. Sometimes I just wanted to stay home and be alone with my sadness. I tried hard not to see Ben and Sarah, but sometimes I did. It was like a constant reminder of what I had lost. But I knew I had to be strong. I had to find a way to live my life again without him. It felt broken, but I had to try and make it new. 6. The big surprise. One friend that Ben and I knew started to spend time with him and Sarah. Her name was Chloe. We were friends, and it hurt me to see her with them. She put photos online, and they looked happy together. It felt like another person I trusted was gone. It was a difficult time for me. Many months passed after Ben left. I tried to make my life better. I went out with my friends. I started doing things I liked again. The apartment felt less empty, but sometimes it was still hard. I thought about Ben and Sarah sometimes, but I tried not to. I wanted to forget the sad time. One afternoon, I was in a big shop in the town center. I was looking for some new clothes. I walked around the shop slowly. Suddenly, I saw a woman I knew. She was looking at baby clothes. My heart felt strange for a second. It was Sarah, Ben's new girlfriend. I didn't know if I should say hello or just walk away. Before I could decide, Sarah looked up and saw me. She looked surprised too. We stood there for a moment. Then I saw she looked different. Her stomach was big. She was pregnant, very pregnant. It was a big surprise. She walked towards me slowly. I didn't know what to say. She said hello softly. I said hello back. We started to talk a little. It was a strange conversation. Then Sarah started to tell me things I did not know. She looked a little sad when she spoke. She told me that she and Ben were together for a long time before he left me. She said it was about 6 months. 6 months. My head felt a little dizzy. Ben was living with me, telling me he loved me, but he was with Sarah for 6 months already. It was a big secret. Sarah also told me that the baby was not a surprise for them. They wanted to have a baby. They planned it together. They talked about having a family. They wanted this baby. This meant that while Ben was talking about our future, he was planning a different future with Sarah. Then she told me about the ring. I remembered finding Ben looking at rings online. I thought he wanted to ask me to marry him. Sarah said that ring was for her. Ben bought it for her. He asked Sarah to marry him about a week before he told me he was leaving. Hearing all this was a shock. It was not just that Ben left me. He had built a whole new life with Sarah while he was still in our home. He told me so many lies for so long. The surprise was how deep the lies went. It felt like the ground was not strong under my feet anymore. 7, I told everyone. I heard that Ben and Sarah were having a big party. It was for their engagement. I felt strange when I heard this. After what Sarah told me in the shop about the baby and the lies, I felt something strong inside me. I felt I had to go to this party. I knew I was not invited, but I needed to be there. I went to the place where the party was. There were many cars outside. Inside, I could hear music and people laughing. It was a happy party. I walked in quietly. Many people were there. They were talking and drinking. Then I saw Ben and Sarah. They were standing together, talking to some friends. Sarah looked very pregnant now. They looked happy together. Seeing them like that, after everything, made me feel very angry and sad. I stood near the door for a minute. Then I walked into the room. Some people saw me and stopped talking. Ben saw me. His face looked very surprised and then angry. Sarah looked surprised too. I walked to the middle of the room. The music was still playing, but it felt like it was getting quiet. I looked at Ben and Sarah and then at the people around them. I needed everyone to hear the truth. I saw a glass on a table near me. I picked it up and gently touched it with a spoon to make a sound. Ping, ping. Everyone looked at me. The music stopped. It was very quiet now. I took a deep breath. My voice was a little shaky, but I started to speak. I looked at Ben. I said, "Hello, everyone. I am Leah. Many of you know me. You know I was with Ben for 2 years." I looked at Sarah. "You are here for Ben and Sarah's engagement party," I said. "But I want to tell you something about how they got here." I told them about Ben changing, about the lies he told me. I told them about finding the lipstick. I told them he left me suddenly. Then I told them what Sarah told me. I said Ben and Sarah were together for 6 months before he left me. Not just a little time, 6 months. I looked at Ben. He told me he loved me, but he was planning a life with Sarah. He was looking at rings, but they were for her. He wanted a baby, but he wanted it with her. They planned this baby together. I pointed to Sarah's stomach. This baby was planned while he was still living with me, telling me he loved me. The room was completely silent. Nobody moved. People just stared. Ben's face was red with anger. Sarah looked like she wanted to run away. I had told everyone. The truth was out. 8, my life now. After the party, I felt very, very tired. My body felt heavy and my head felt empty. But something else was there too. A little bit of peace. It was like a heavy coat came off my shoulders. The bad time was not finished, but maybe the worst part was over. I knew I could not stay like this. My life needed to change. It was like a house that needed fixing. I had to make it new for me. This was hard work. Some days I felt sad and wanted to hide. Other days I felt angry. But I started to do small things. I changed my home. I painted the walls a bright color. I moved the furniture. I bought some simple, happy things. It was my space now, just mine. It felt different, lighter. I also started to find things I liked again, things for me. I read books in the evening. I went for long walks in the park, listening to music. I spent time with friends who were truly good to me. We talked, we laughed. They helped me a lot. People sometimes told me things about Ben and Sarah. I heard their life together was not easy. Maybe the things that started wrong stayed wrong. I tried not to listen too much. Their story is not my story anymore. I am learning to be happy by myself. Before, I thought happiness came from another person. Now I understand it comes from inside me. It is a feeling I can find in quiet moments, in simple things, in being with people who care. This time, this difficult time with Ben, it is a part of my life. It is a chapter in my book, a very sad chapter, but it is not the whole book. My story is much bigger than one bad relationship. It is bigger than one man or one mistake. I am Leah. I am 26 years old. I have learned many things. I learned about lies and about being strong. I learned that I can stand up for myself. I learned that I can feel broken and still put the pieces back together. My life now is different. It is not the life I thought I would have 2 years ago, but it is my life. And I am making it a good one. I am looking forward. I do not know what will happen next, but I am ready to find out. I am ready for new days and new stories. I am building my future step by step.